When are we going to be live? Oh, we're live right now. It's Tuesday. It is Tuesday. It is office time. Ask me anything. I love Tuesday mornings. I actually, it was a holiday weekend here in the U.S. and I was just like bursting at the seams to get back to work because that's how I roll. And I woke up this morning and I was like, oh, it's Tuesday. I get to do the Ask Me Anything live, which is why we're here. We're here every Tuesday at about 11:30 Eastern, and that's what time it is right now. Check the. You want to know what time it is in your time zone? Look at the sundial on your wrist, and you'll know when we're here every Tuesday. So here we are. People are already checking in. Robin, nice to see you. Thank you so much for being here with me today. So we're here. I'm here every Tuesday for you to ask me anything about entrepreneurship, growing your business, getting clients. These are the things that I'm particularly good at. If you're interested in anything around, boy, this is the place for it. And questions into me all throughout the week, and people message those things to me. I pinned a link at the top of this chat, which is a way to meet with me. But if you do have a question, and you're watching this on the replay, of course, because if you're here right now, you can just ask a question in the chat. But if you have a question that comes up during the week, really super simple. I'm putting that link in right now. That's chat.prouty.me. That's it. You go to that link, chat.prouty.me, during the week when we're not here live, and you can get access to me through chat where you can ask questions. If I can't answer them there and on the spot, then I will answer them here while we're here. Somebody's asking a question for new entrepreneurs. What are the first steps for promoting organically on social media? That's a great question. And let's just talk about that right now, because I did want to talk about entrepreneurial success, because I had some questions come in during the week about being successful as an entrepreneur. And someone saying, for a new entrepreneur, what are the steps for promoting organically on social media? So let's dog ear that question, because there was a question that came in. Let me just find this and get my screen going. So this person's name was I don't know if I can pronounce this name properly, but it was Alika, Alaika, Alaika. So Alaika sent me a question over the week, and the question was, what are the characteristics of a successful entrepreneur, or what can I do to be successful as an entrepreneur? This is a step back from the question that was just asked in the chat, which is, how do you promote yourself organically on social media? So let's just take a step back and talk about entrepreneurial success from the beginning. There are key ingredients that you need to be successful as an entrepreneur. Listen up, guys. If you stop paying attention, if you dozed off while you were waiting for this to begin, now is the time to pay attention. Get your notepad out, your digital note taker, or just log these things in your brain. This is important stuff. And if you're not listening to this, the risk of failing as an entrepreneur is high. And I don't want you to fail. Okay, I want you to be successful. So what are the things that you can do to be successful as an entrepreneur? The very, very, very first thing is your entrepreneurial journey. Whatever it is that you decide to do, whether you're becoming an entrepreneur in real estate or in finance or in like Robin, who already checked in health and wellness and helping people build businesses around health and wellness, whatever it is that you decide to do, guys, you have got to wake up every single day wanting to do that. You've got to be in a place where you just can't wait to get to work. And it no longer feels like work. And you kind of feel like you're always working, but you kind of also feel like you're never working. It's very hard to describe what that feels like. But if you're someone who in your entrepreneurial journey, you're dreading doing what it is that you do, like you don't want to do it, you're constantly waiting for the, how is it said? You've got the Monday blues, and then Wednesday comes and you're like, oh, it's finally hump day. And then Thursday is like, Thursday feels like the end of the week for you. And you think about taking Friday off. And then Friday comes and you're like, oh, thank God the weekend's here. And then the weekend comes and all you're doing, and see if this resonates with you, all you're doing on the weekend is dreading Monday to come around again. Whether you're an entrepreneur or you're a W-2, if that's the life that you're living, I got to tell you guys, you're doing the wrong thing. If you're an entrepreneur, you are doing the wrong thing. If you find yourself with the Monday blues and the hump day, got to get over the hump. Thursday might be the end of my week. Friday is fine. Thank God the weekend's here. But the weekend comes and you're dreading the week. If that's you, you have got to make a change now, not next week, not tomorrow. You've got to make that change now because you're doing the wrong thing. And if you're a W-2 employee, that I don't even know what to say to you at this point, aside from go and quit today and start figuring out something else that you can do. You got one life, my friends. You've got one life. And if that's the way that you're living as an entrepreneur, I don't know. There's not a lot of hope for you. Okay, there's not a lot of hope for you if that's the case, because you're not doing the right things. And you know if I'm talking to you and you feel it, you know I'm talking to you, right? If that's you. So the very first step in being an entrepreneur is you absolutely must love what you do to the point where when something takes you away from what you're doing, you're frustrated with that thing. Unless it's something that you have a lot of value in, like your family. Like I got little kids and I got a wife and they're amazing. They're an amazing part of my life. So they take me away from work. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. But when something makes me more like eat, like tea, like socializing, I don't really do a whole lot of socializing aside from my buddy R. Jerome. If he's out there, a quick hello to him. But aside from R. Jerome, I don't do a whole lot of other socializing. Anything that takes me off task, takes me away from work, is very frustrating for me. And all I'm doing is sitting there and wishing that I could get back to work. Robin is saying here in the chat, I just quickly saw it, that Monday's her favorite day of the week because she's fresh and ready to go. And I love that because Robin loves what she does. I love what I do so much that I don't even know days anymore. I don't know days of the week. Wait till you get to this point. When you're so inspired by what you do, you don't even realize what days of the week are anymore. And it doesn't matter. It just doesn't matter to you because every day can be a work day for you. And the more you work, the more impact you have and the wider your reach is. Look, I'm going to say this to you right now. And I know I'm on a rant here. I'm going to take a quick sip of my beverage because did you hear that? You must stay hydrated. That's another key to being successful is you got to stay hydrated. Robin's in health and wellness. She knows more about that than I do, but I can tell you staying hydrated keeps the things around your brain normalized so that they're not shrinking or swelling, and that's where you get headaches. You don't want that. So stay hydrated, please. So I'm going to tell you this. I completely lost my train of thought, but I'm kind of on a rant about how the days of the week are all seem like work days and you're kind of always working and not working. But to truly be successful as an entrepreneur, you have got to love what you do so much. Here's what do other people say? They say, "Oh, you've got to love it so much you would do it for free." Screw that. You've got to love it so much that you'll get beautifully paid for it, and you're going to love getting paid for it because you love doing it and you see the impact that you're having. The point I was going to make before the drink is this. There are millions of people right now at this exact moment who need you. They need what you do. They need what you're inspired to do every day. That thing that you do, whatever it is, there are millions of people that need you right now. Your clients do not have to be born. They exist right now. Unless you're like a doula or a birth coach, then your clients do have to be born. But for all you other people, your clients do not have to be born. They exist right now. Let's open your mind just a little bit because you're sitting there and you're frustrated that you don't have enough clients, but you don't realize that your clients are there and they're looking for you. And this is tying into the other question about what should a new entrepreneur do to promote themselves organically. The very first step in that is realizing that your clients exist right now. And they're looking for you. You have a solution to a problem that they have. There are millions of these people. And there are 3 billion people on Facebook, 1 billion more on Instagram, billions on YouTube and Twitter, 800 million on LinkedIn. And you're sitting there having a pity party for yourself because you can't get clients. The clients are there. They're just waiting to be exposed to you. And if you don't take an active stance, you don't take an active step, again, prepare for failure. Prepare to fail as an entrepreneur if you're not going to grow up like everybody else who is successful and take the steps you need to take to be successful. And what does growing up look like? It means that you're no longer scrolling through social media, looking at the stupid cake that somebody made or the stupid life that they're pretending to have. With their, they put the phone there and they got the background and they got the car and who knows, they got the bag. You're obsessed with that. You're obsessed with looking at what other people are doing or pretending to do. And I'll tell you, 99% of them are pretending. And they're pretending to make themselves feel better because they know you're looking. You want to see the failures in life? And hey, maybe I'm talking to you if you're watching this. You want to see the failures in life? It's the people who are putting on this show for everybody else to make them feel better about themselves, to make everyone else feel down here because you've got the LV bag, right? You've got the fancy car. You got to make sure you get the logo of the car in that picture. You're an idiot. You're an idiot because you don't feel good enough about yourself that you have to do that to make everyone else feel subordinate to you, to put yourself up here. And if you're doing that as an entrepreneur, no one's going to want to work with you because no one wants to work with an idiot, right? No one wants to work with somebody who's like that. So I'm telling you, you have got to grow up. You've got to stop caring what other people think about you. The only people that you want to care about you are your clients, the people that you serve, because those are the people that are going to open up success for you as an entrepreneur. You don't need to show off the lifestyle. Okay? You don't need to do that. You don't need to make other people feel a certain way so that you feel better about yourself. And growing up means you're going to stop observing the other people who are doing that. You're going to break free from that. It's going to be hard to do. You want to know the easiest way to do it? Delete Facebook from your phone so that you're not tempted to just sit here, pick it up and just go, okay, let's compare myself to everybody else with my thumb. Compare myself to everybody else. Comparison is the death of you in your business because it's an energy leak. It's just this huge energy leak that when you're comparing yourself to others. So it's time to grow up and it's time to find that level of success. And you're going to stop that by stopping doing what everybody else is doing, which is comparing yourself, looking at everybody else. Just stop that. So you've got this service that you're inspired to provide. You've got this thing that you can do that helps other people that you can't wait to do. And if for some reason you can wait to do it, you dislike Mondays, you love Fridays, it's time to start thinking about doing something else that you can't wait to do. Now, the next step in becoming successful as an entrepreneur is making sure you have a group of people that fit a very specific set of characteristics. And those characteristics are, they have a problem that you can solve, that you're inspired to do. They have a problem that you can solve immediately for them. Monica, I'll get to your question. Just give me 1 second. I see it. I just saw it come in, Monica. You just hang with me. I see that frowny face in there. I haven't read the question yet. You hang with me, okay? I'll get to that question. I'm going to help you out. You have a group of people that have a problem that you can solve. That thing that you love to do, they have a problem that it solves. That's the number one characteristic. You have to solve these. You wander around all the time because you're going to be talking to these people all the time. So make sure that you love people that you're serving. Ask anyone that has come through my service how I feel about them. They're going to tell you that I care about them so very deeply. They are my priority because I love working with them. I'm so inspired to work with people who we see in the chat, like Robin, like Eileen, like anyone who has come through my service. They know. So you got to love those people. They have to have a problem that you wish to solve. And then the third characteristic that absolutely must exist is they must be willing to exchange money with you for that service. It makes no sense as an entrepreneur to be able to do something for someone and not get paid in exchange for it. And by the way, please hear this. Another point. I don't have anything else I can do to get your attention. If you have dozed off, except for clap and snap, you must be compensated in fair exchange. If you're giving someone the ability to have this tremendous breakthrough, this big impact in their life that's going to change their lives permanently and forever, there is a value associated with that. By the way, that value is not $200. If you're changing a life, you have to ask yourself, if you were in your client's position and you're at the end of your life and you look back upon it and you never solved that problem and now it's weighing on you, is that really what you want in old age, towards the end of your physical time? Is that what you want? You want to look back and say, I wish I had, or I never solved that problem? You go to that point in life and you ask what would have been the value of solving that problem, people would have gone into bankruptcy to solve that problem. So fair exchange means you're charging your worth. You're charging the right amount for the transformation that you're offering. I have multiple programs that I offer, some entry level, and they solve a quick problem and they help people scale to $10, $20, $30, $40,000 a month. And then I have other programs that are designed to get people well beyond that. And if you're in a program that's going to help you get to 50, 60, 100,000 a month, I've got someone that's right now on track this year to do 1.5 million. You've got someone that can do that. There's a lot of value in that, And so I have programs that are 5 figures because of what we're unlocking for the people that work with me. Okay, so they've got to have a problem that your inspiration solves. They've got to have the characteristics that you love being around, and then they've got to be able to exchange money with you for it. Somebody asked a question, how, as a starting entrepreneur, do I start to promote myself on social media? The answer is painfully simple, and it's one that everyone else ignores. You go to any group on Facebook for your niche and look at the morons that are trying to sell to these people what you do. They're asking all the dumb questions. I'm looking for someone who can do this. And then, 100 people reply. And then all of those people become their list who they're selling to. That is a backwards way of doing it. That is a dumb way of doing it. If you want to be like everybody else and you want to be part of the static, you be my guest. If you want to be a cookie cutter and be a cookie, go be a cookie. I don't want a cookie, and I don't want a cookie cutter. So I want to stand out. If you want to be seen as the sole source for the solutions people are seeking, you can't be a cookie cutter, and you can't go into these groups and just start copying what everybody else is doing. That's a cookie cutter, and you're not going to stand out as the sole source that people are seeking as a cookie cutter. People can go buy Oreos and just, eat those things. Whatever. It's just not going to work. Okay, so you've got to be able to stand out. You can't just go to the lowest common denominator, which is what everybody else is doing, because the lowest common denominator is never going to pay you what you're worth. When you're static, when you're one little hiss in the sea of static, you're just like everyone else. And everyone else is racing to the bottom by charging less and less and less. And there you are, right elbow to elbow with them. Here I am, just like everyone else. I don't stand out because what I'm doing, everybody else is doing. And then you have to charge what everybody else is charging. It doesn't work. You must be unique, and you must be that sole source that people are seeking. Inside of my flagship program, Growth Galvanized, we talk about becoming the field of one, becoming the one, the only one that people go to for a solution. We move towards filling in this blank, You are the only person who can fill in the blank. Do me a favor. You're here right now. You're here in the replay. You don't even have to put this in the comments. Feel free if you want. But think to yourself, if I could achieve this, someone walking up to me and saying, you are the only one who can, and then fill in the blank, what would you put in that blank? Eileen Rhymes here. You are the only one who can teach me how to get hired in my dream job rapidly. Eileen, I know yours. Robin's here. You are the only one who can unlock growing a business around health and wellness. Fill in that blank. You're the only one. Meaning these millions of people, when they're exposed to you and your message, they realize that you're the only one that can solve that problem that they have, and you can solve it now. Monica, I'm going to read your question. Monica is frustrated. She's excited and driven by her freelance entrepreneurship, but she still needs full-time nursing gig to pay the bills. Yeah, that is tough, isn't it? And then come home and get right to work building my career. So Monica, listen, turn that frown upside down. And I want you, Monica, I'm going to give you a little bit of coaching right now. Okay. I am going to give you a little bit of coaching right now. You must. Person that asked me the question that I just answered is literally calling me through Facebook. Should I take this? Should I take this live? I'm going to try to sell it. I'm going to sell to this person. Monica, I'm going to get to your question. We're going to sell it through Facebook. Should I take this? Should I take this live? I'm going to try to sell it. I'm going to sell to this person. Monica, I'm going to get to your question. We're going to sell to this person right now. Ready? Oh, they hung up on me. I was going to do a live sales call. I was going to do a live sales call with a cold prospect in front of you right now. Oh, wait, they're calling back. Let's see if we can get it. Alika, can you hear me? Okay. Alika, can you hear me? All right. I was going to do a live sales call with a cold prospect right in front of you. I was going to close business on this live. Wouldn't that have been fantastic? Monica, listen to me very closely. I am coaching you directly right now. Listen to me very closely. You must do whatever it takes to launch that entrepreneurial vision. And if whatever it takes means you've got to do the nursing job during the day to pay the bills, then that's what you have to do right now. Because I'm going to guess, and Monica, pardon me, I don't know if you what your family situation is, what your home situation is, what your bills look like. But Monica, what I want you to do is the first thing I want you to do is validate your entrepreneurial idea. You validate an entrepreneurial idea by getting someone to give you money in exchange for that idea. Okay? So if you have a client right now, or you have prospects right now, I want an exchange of money. That will validate your entrepreneurial idea. And I don't know what it is. Your freelance entrepreneurship. I don't know what your freelance job is, right? I don't know what you do, but I want you to get people giving you money for it. And in my world, I tell the people I serve, 3. I want you to get 3 people to give you money in exchange for that. To me, that will validate your idea. If you can get 3 doing it, that validates it. And I can give you a whole list of things that will validate your business idea, but the number one thing is getting money in exchange for it. It's very simple. People will vote and they will validate your business idea with money. You can do that on a part-time basis. That's step 1. Hope you wrote that down. Step number 2, you must keep if you have bills to pay, if you have a family to feed, if you have a mortgage, if whatever that is, you must fulfill those obligations. So what I want you to do is I want you to start taking a small amount of money every paycheck, as hard as this is, whatever you must sacrifice to make this happen, I want you to take a small amount and start putting it away so that you get a 6-month chunk that you can live off of for 6 months. It's going to take you less than that to build your freelance business into a full-time income to replace your nursing business. It will take you less time than 6 months, but I want you to have 6 months of cushion. Okay? So you're going to start putting money away so that you have a bank account that is your 6 months of living expenses. I don't know what your living expenses are. Let's presume it's $6,000. You need $36,000 in a bank account that is not intended for something else. You've just got that cash ready to go, and this is your startup money. Okay, so 6 months of living expenses. Now you've got an idea that's been validated. You can take 6 months to make it happen. And it's at that point that we must consider sunsetting the nursing job, the day job, and spending all of your time getting more clients. All right. So my guidance to you, this is a very calculated way of doing it. This is not how I did it. I quit my corporate job on a Friday with no cushion, no safety net, had my first client on that following Monday, and have grown year over year for the last 21 years. And I have grown a massive business. Because I didn't have that safety net, the sense of urgency to get clients was stronger. But Monica, I don't fully know your situation, so I have to give you what's going to give you the most safety. But if you're inspired by your freelance entrepreneurship, here's, ready? I'm moving everything aside, Monica, and I'm bringing the microphone right over here because I'm talking right to you, Monica. And what I'm going to say to you is this: you're going to do whatever it takes. And if that means for the next couple of weeks, the next couple of months, you're sacrificing, you got to sacrifice. If that means on the weekends, you're not going out, you're not seeing people. In fact, you know what, Monica? Here's what I want you to do. I want you to construct a message to all of your friends right now and say, I'm building something. It's going to take me some time to build it. You might not be hearing from me as much over the next year because I'm building something. Send that to all your friends. See who stays with you through this. I did this in 2017 when I was launching my training program. In 2017, I sent a message out to all of the people that I hung out with, and I said, hey, I'm about to build something. It's going to keep me really busy. I need to make some sacrifices. One of those sacrifices is socialization, business socialization, personal socialization. You're not going to see me as much right now. And you know what happened? Those people, I can't swear because Robin's here, Eileen's here. I can't swear me as much right now. And you know what happened? Those people, I can't swear because Robin's here, Eileen's here. I can't swear. Those people, they whatever. I don't know how they felt about it. I really don't care because I built this gigantic business in a very short span of time, but I had to do that. You have to make the sacrifices. So Monica, let's make a list of the things that you can sacrifice. And I'm saying this, I don't know you. I don't know you, Monica. I don't know what you do. I don't know what your freelance is. I don't know what your life is like, but here are the things that you can sacrifice. The first thing you can sacrifice is television. I want you to go and find the remote for your television. I want you to open it up the back, and I want you to take the batteries out, and I want you to chuck those into a recycle container. And then I want you to close the remote, and then I want you to take that remote and put it in a box and wrap it up with duct tape. And then I want you to give it to someone that you trust and say, hide this box on me. And then I want you to take the plug from the television. I want you to pull it out from the wall. Starting today, Monica, you are done watching television. You are done watching the news. You are done watching entertainment. You are done watching anything. You are going to open up a tremendous amount of time, and you are also going to open up a tremendous amount. I'm going late, guys. I'm going beyond noon. So stay with me. You guys who are here, stay with me. You're all going to get something out of this, but this is for Monica directly. You are going to get a tremendous amount of time and a tremendous amount of energy back here by turning that TV off and stop watching whatever it is you watch. My TV never comes on. I have 4 children. The last day of school, they had to fill out little surveys about themselves. And one of the questions was, what's your favorite TV show? And they all wrote practically the same thing. No idea. Because the TV doesn't come on in this household, because we spend time doing the things that are intellectually enriching. Monica, for you, that is your entrepreneurial journey. Okay, TV's gone. I have just opened up 5 or 6 hours in your week, maybe more. But I've freed up a lot of energy for you to concentrate. That's thing number 1. Thing number 2, Monica, it's time to stop snacking, okay? You're going to eat your meals however you eat your meals, but when you are doing your entrepreneurial stuff and you are focused, whether you're working in a closet in your bedroom or the garage, or like when I first started and I didn't live where I lived, I used to sit in my car in the driveway. Had to do it. Cut the snacks. Because every time that you break away and you go get a snack, when you break your train of thought, that is easily 15 minutes of lost time. If I were to stop this and go out there and get a peanut and then come back here and sit down, it takes me 30 seconds. It takes me 15 minutes to get back into the flow. And guys, when I'm in the flow, it is mind-blowing, mind-numbing, because the time just vanishes. Okay? So cut the snacks. Eat your meals, cut the snacks. Thing number 3, you're going to stay hydrated. Okay? I'm drinking some Pellegrino here because that's like, this is the most treat I get in my entire life, is drinking like a fizzy water out of a can, because I am able to cut everything else out. Okay, so you're gonna quit snacking. The next thing you're going to do, Monica, listen to me. Stay with me, Monica. Stay with me. I haven't seen you in the chat. Stay with me. The next thing, Monica, you're going to do is you're going to remove distractions. You're going to remove everything. I want you to take your desk. I want you to empty it. Wherever you work, I want you to clear that space. I want you to take your phone when you're working, and I want you to put it in silent, put it in a drawer. We're going to remove all distractions. Monica, what we're doing here is, while you're still doing the nursing job, we want to be as unbelievably efficient in the time you do have, which you've revealed to me is at night after work. We want to be unbelievably efficient. If you can do these things that I'm talking about, and you can work for 3 or 4 hours a night, you're going to get more work done than a normal person gets done in 8 or 10 hours. Ask anyone that is here in the audience that has been in my programs. When you unlock these things, you turn into this superhuman. And when you're free of distractions. Now, I'm going to tell you this. 4 hours is about the maximum amount of time that your brain can work distraction free and get into a flow state. So that's why I'm saying 3 or 4 hours at night. But most people, how do they work? Half an hour, they get a half an hour thing done. They break, they get a drink, they get a coffee, they get a snack, they make a phone call, they check in on nonsense on social media. They're not getting anything done, because you never get into that workflow state in just 30 minutes. It takes much more time than that. It can take an hour and a half. You know when you're in it. Listen to me. This is for everybody here. You know when you're in it when your brain shuts down time. And suddenly you look at the clock and you're like, holy cow, 3 hours have gone by, or 4 hours have gone by. Where did that time go? Because your brain shuts down your receptors to understand that time is passing. You move into a state of no time. You slow down time, and it just vanishes before your eyes. That's when you know you're getting it right. So, Monica, you're going to do whatever it takes. We've unlocked so many things for you. I hope it wasn't overwhelming. You're going to continue with your obligations until you have 6 months of living expenses. Then you are going full on with your entrepreneurial journey, provided you can get 3 people to exchange money with you for it, which validates your concept. Then, between now and then, 4 hours at night, sacrificing things like television, socialization. Stop drinking, please. If you do, stop doing anything that might numb you up here. Okay. And again, I don't know. Maybe you smoke weed. I don't know. I don't. You got to stop. Okay. I used to, long time ago, stopped. Just stop. One day, I'm done with this. So you're going to stop drinking. You're going to stop doing anything like that. You're going to stay hydrated. You're going to sacrifice everything except for that vision. And Monica, if you can do that, you're going to watch your entire set of opportunities open up for you in very short order. It might not even take 6 months. We okay? Everybody okay? I think I need a drink after that one. Thanks for staying with me past noon. I try to just keep these things to a tight half hour, but I kind of went a little crazy there. For you guys who are still here live, and if you are checking in the replay, what was your biggest takeaway from our time together today? And can you hear my kids out there fighting? Let me know in the chat. What was your biggest takeaway from our time together today? In the comments, let me know as well. If I remember to put annotations on this, I'm going to direct you to some other training. I can't guarantee that I'm going to be able to do that. Just go to my channel and you'll find it. I got my eye on the chat. Somebody just private messaged me and they really wish that person had hung on that call because they wanted to see a sales call happen live. That would have been, I would have loved that. See if I could close that person down. Somebody says privately that my conversation to Monica meant a lot to them. Thank you very much for that. I'm glad it did. Remove the distractions and get super focused. Somebody says, yes, please. Please remove. The only way that you can be focused is by removing distractions. It's as simple as that. Incredible. All right, guys, I'm going to wrap this up. And I just want to say thank you very much for being with me here today. You really do need to get back to work and start hitting those goals. You can do much more. You can do much more than you think. I promise you that. You can do much more than you think. I'll see you back here next Tuesday, 11:30 a.m. Eastern.